if anybody watching this video was a relevant personality in Dust, or I don't know, even anyone who just has like interesting information or stories, you know, comment below. I might rejoin the Dust Discord if I can find it somewhere. Just hit people up. But yeah, I'd like to hear people's stories so that I can share them on YouTube with other people. So again, yeah, if you watch this, let me know, like comment below, and maybe I'll try to get in contact with you, or I'll try to join. If you want to join that Discord, maybe I'll try to get in there. So this is something I'd like to do. Yeah, I mean, just hear people's stories and get their input and just see if they can remember things about the game I don't remember, and whatnot. I assume, because I know if people do watch these videos, some weirdos are definitely like, yo bro, I got some stories to yo. If you're a weirdo, if you're gonna tell me some bullshit, just don't even tell me. It's okay. But I assume a lot of people are still going, I'm not a weirdo, and then tell me the stories, and then it'll be bad. I don't know. You know, maybe you got a cool story. So, yeah. Comment below. Let me know. The Stain region.
All fire teams, this is command.
Yeah.
Like,
We have a team pinned down inside.
side.
They will not hold without
It's the same drop shifts. They had that model.
Yeah, and
the
this,
whole time ago.
wait, and so this gun, this looks like the Assault Scrambler Rifle, right? Which they didn't even, like, that scope was never used. Or no, is this just an assault rifle? That's just an assault rifle?
It's more like a battle rifle. It's like 3-round burst. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that was, you're right, I think.
That's not a 3-round burst.
No, it's not, yeah. Yo, look how little ammo he had on this. He had 80 bullets, he had 2 mags. Yeah, it's just, it's a lot, it's just an assault rifle. But yeah, they never use that scope. It does look a lot like what was on the Assault Scramble Rifle.
They told us we had no
Shield's not recharging at all.
that we were fools to even try.
Oh, big isk, damn.
But I'm a mercenary.
Oh yeah, the gun launching with 2 ends.
Oh,
I only judge what you can
paid for
afford.
that.
Base synced railgun. Yeah, okay, that didn't exist.
Pay my price.
Cestus. Oh, you had to
I'll
buy
step
that.
down
Yo,
the
that's mad isk. Even a rich motherfucker like me would go broke
Thousand
behind
times
those.
and won them all. And I know this is the moment that will change everything. On this day,
I know this
the
trailer
blood
should be at
I
5
spilled
frames per
will bring down
second.
an empire, and the world
Why?
will burn before your very
Oh, because
eyes.
because the game was.
They
Yeah,
will
that's tough.
remember us, and
Representing.
they'll remember what happened here.
When you first opened the game, it ran fine
battlefield.
after a few minutes.
One shot can change the course of history.
One RE explosive. One DC.
So we have the releases for the game up through Uprising 1.0, and for some reason they are in reverse order. So 1.1, 1.9, and I guess it goes all the way down to, oh, Replication. That's what it's called. All the way down to, yo, there's so many. All right, we might learn a little bit here. Where's Chromosome? I don't know. All right, so I guess I should go to the bottom. This is a long page. Oh, let's see. Oh, let's see what was popping at the beginning. So pre-replication doesn't even have a date on here. It's definitely before I started.
I mean, how
Like-
how early did you start? What's your first
I think I think the April 2nd, 2013, I made my first clone, and then you got like 500,000 SP to spend, and I just like spent it, and I was like, oh, I don't like how I spent it. So the next day, April 3rd, I made another clone. I deleted the other one, and so the first one was called
Well,
Silverwind 44, and the second one's called Silver Strike 44. That's why my name was Silver Strike 44 in the game instead of Silverwind 44. And so I came over from some dudes that I played Black Ops 2 with. It was like me and 3 or 4 other guys. I played Black Ops 2 with them for a few months, and then one of them's like, yo, there's this new game called Dust 514 we should check out. So we all downloaded it, and then like one of the guys, he played that very first day. I literally never saw him again. No idea what happened to this guy. And then the other ones, we played for a little while, and I think I only played, I don't even know if for a month, and then I stopped, and then I think I came back after Uprising 1.0 really, after the game actually released. So I played it for a little bit, stopped for a little bit, and, you know, played for less than a month, stopped for less than a month, and then came back, and then started playing. Yeah, like we were in this chat, and there were some guys I met there, and I think I met Blind Shot there, who I played the game with for a long time until he disappeared. So I mean, what are your first memories of the game?
I just remember playing by myself, just being in random matches. You know,
I remember one of the
But-
first in-game memories I remember. I picked the sniper rifle fit. Like I think back then there were a few just default fits it had. Like there was one with an assault rifle, one with a sniper rifle, maybe probably one with like a swarm launcher. And I picked the sniper, and I was on Manus Peak, which is just the very open deserty looking one. And I just like walked up one of the crags, like one of the little mountains, and I was just sitting on top of it with a sniper, and I got like 5 kills in the game. I was like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. Because it's you know, it's kind of hard to get kills in the game. Like when you've just militia gear only. And another game where I had a sniper rifle on I guess it'd be the mushroom facility. You know what I'm talking about? The production facility? Like that little, you know what I'm talking about?
I'm not gonna remember any of them.
Or remember there's
I
the
can't
cargo
remember.
there's the cargo hub with the rings, and then there's the other one with like the big mushroom that you're on top of.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, it was that map, and I was just like standing out in the open, crouched, and it was like an ambush OMS or something, and I was just like standing in the open, crouch with a sniper rifle, and I got like 5 kills. I was like, yo, this is crazy. But yeah, there were only a handful of weapons that like there was a sniper rifle, laser rifle, assault rifle, I assume HMG, swarm launcher, probably forge gun. Besides that, I don't know if there's much. Okay, so but oh yeah, and then the only secondaries. It was like only the SMG and the Scrambler pistol, right? Like LAR. Like what is this? Is this supposed to be the laser assault rifle? Light assault? Like I don't. Oh yeah, okay. Is it light assault rifle? Was that the official name of the?
Oh yeah.
It was right because it was under the light weapon tab instead of heavy weapon, so it's probably called light assault rifle. Yeah, this was what just like everyone used for combat, just light assault rifle and SMG. Because I think heavies were, if I remember, they were like laughably bad. You could just like dance around them with your assault rifle and just own them. It wasn't until Uprising when HMGs were decent. Something about Aurum, breach shotgun. Yo, that shit was terrible until
You get breach.
Actually, I think it was always
higher
there.
damage.
Yeah.
Slower rate of fire.
So was that the burst one?
Yeah.
The burst HMG?
No, because there was a breach HMG.
Was it just called
slower?
Was it just called burst? I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll probably see it later. Anyway,
There was,
So,
and
okay,
then I think the
Scrambler
and then
pistol?
I think like the prototype was like freedom or something.
Oh, it was a
One of them was like freedom or
No, wait.
special ones.
Which one was the long range one? There was a long range, right? You know what I'm talking about? Like a long range one, and I think it
Yeah.
did extra damage to vehicles or something.
But it was
there's
the
the
burst
regular-
one too. It was the same one.
No, I think that no,
I think
I think it was added later, or it was so bad that I think it was added. There were 3. There was the burst one, and then there was the long range one, but it shot really slow. Like it only had, I don't know, 100 in the mag instead of 425. I don't know. We'll probably get to it later. Okay, fourth. Okay, so
I mean,
Logis.
heavies were completely different early in the game. Like when I'm talking like early,
different how?
like the guns were way different, like more sniper rifle-ish.
Really?
than
Okay, yeah, because I don't
shotgun-ish.
think before Uprising dropped I ever played anything besides an assault suit.
and-
Like I don't think I unlocked it.
And I
My
mean, the
minimalist
maps
suit.
were so different
Oh,
too. Like,
Type
I'm trying to
2
even just
drop?
remember the map.
Oh,
Like,
yo, no,
earlier
the
maps.
God gun was the burst assault rifle. That shit was absurd. Like it just like everyone used it. Everyone used the. And I think it might have been even 1.0. Like everyone used. Oh no, everyone used Logi suits instead of assault suit. Yeah. It was just like the Logi suit with not the burst. With the tactical assault rifle. That one. It had like 18 in the mag, semi-auto, but each bullet did like 3 times the damage of a normal assault rifle. And it had like godly hip fire. Okay, is there anything interesting? Temporary nerf. Vehicle gear. Yeah, that's pre-replication, so unknown version. Okay, and then this is replication, I think. Okay.
I'll buy an 8.
Oh, yo, they didn't even have HMG.
tablet.
Yo, look at this. They didn't have nanite injector yet. Remote explosive.
Yeah, no.
Boosters. This must be the SP and Was there an ISK booster? I don't
No.
even- Just SP?
Well, yeah, ISK probably. Well, there was Aurum. Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh,
I
Aurum
never
booster.
paid any attention to any of the bots.
Well, yeah. Well, SP boosters were like you get 3 times the. That shit was insane. Oh yeah. So I remember this guy I used to play with. Do you remember Slim? Slim 123-121 Williams. You remember this guy?
Yes.
There was some exploit at some point,
Vaguely.
and I don't think I did, but because I think you had to pay money for it, aka Aurum. But there was some exploit where you could like stack boosters, and he got like millions of SP for free. And I think they tried to retcon it, like they were taking people's SP. I don't think he ever got caught for it though. I don't remember how you did, but yeah, I think because the first booster gave you 3 times, and I think so you were able to put on another booster, so you got 9 times, and then I don't even know how many times you could do it. It was something absurd like that. Yo, Slim, I know you're creeping, bro. Hit me in the comments. Tell me what happened. Tell me about your exploits. Large railgun and Galente blasters. Oh, improvements? I don't think I care about this. Technical, but okay. Content streaming. Alright, so they added this stuff, whatever. Replication. Now, what is this one? This? Precursor? Okay. So maybe chromosome was like a subcategory of this or something? Because I think Uprising is next. Maybe not. Skirmish 2.0. More balanced combat. Okay. Fire added 3 new Merc. Oh, yo. So the Caldari one was the default. Which Merc order did you have? Yours was Caldari, wasn't it? Your character?
Yeah, I think I was pretty much always Caldari.
Yeah, my character, I always use Caldari stuff, but my character was Galente. I just like arbitrarily picked one at the beginning, so I had the Galente. Well, the Amar and the Caldari quarters like were the same except for different tints or something, and same thing with Galente and Minmatar. I think I had another character that was Caldari, so I got to see it. New model for the CRU, Nano High. Oh, they had infinite supplies before? Yo, it's No Next Wet Dream. Staying on an infinite rep hive. They used to sell. Oh, but they died when you died. Okay. Vortex screen. Flux grenades will damage shield and destroy. What did they do before? Or did they get added or something? Oh no, we're probably.
Yeah.
Ooh, burst and assault H. Yeah, okay, so it was called Burst HMG and Assault HMG. Like the Assault one was the slow firing, high damage one. And the Burst one was
No, but the breach was still in there though. There was still a breach.
What was the breach?
So the assault. I'm pretty sure there was a breach.
Yo, search it up right now. There's breach forge gun. That shit. Oh yeah, you couldn't move when it was charging. That shit was terrible. And then so the breach mass driver was the one that you had to get direct hits with, or else it did pathetic damage. So that shit was terrible. And assault mass driver did like low damage, but had massive splash range. So it was the king troll gun. It wasn't very good either though. For most of the game, I don't think it was mostly the regular. The regular mass driver was savage gun though, for absolute heathens to use.
Well,
Precursor.
If it's not on that one, I don't know if I'm gonna
Like
find
you
it.
think of breach heavy. What was the functionality? What was the difference between it and the regular one? Oh, here's where they added the laser rifle. Okay, so this is where I played. I mean, after this point, I guess. Does it say chromosome or not? Oh god, how far do I have to go?
No, I was wrong.
Oh, got him. Whatever, we'll get there. Oh, here we go. 514. Okay. They did some stuff, added the laser rifle. Using the knife. Oh, Nova knives. Oh yeah, that was the others. That was the third. Yeah, it was Nova knives and submachine guns and scrambler pistol. I think those were the only 3. Like, what other secondaries were there? They added the bolt pistol and the ion pistol later, right? But that was it. And they were supposed to be racial submachine guns, but they never added those. Active scanner. Oh no, they improved. They didn't add it though. Blah 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 blah. Vehicle. Sagaris. This was the. What was this? This was a LM or a LAV, right? I want to say it was an LAV. Who knows though? Marauder. I really want to see where it says Soma in the other one. Comment below if you know the answer. What is the Caldari militia tank called? Valente's called Soma. I cannot remember what the Caldari one's called. Hopefully we'll see it on here. Oh, okay, so I had corporations. Corp chat. Oh yeah, these are all vital features of the game. Badging. Okay, whatever. Onwards to Uprising. Uprising 1.0. Oh, okay. Oh, they added this. Yeah, so okay, so they added Flaylock pistol, they added plasma cannon, they added Scramble Rifle in 1.0. Scramble Rifles were pretty good. Plasma cannons were, in fact, never good in the entirety of the game, only a meme weapon. Flaylock pistols were god for a few Do you remember Flaylock pistols when they were really good at the beginning? I remember it was...
Yeah.
OH
used them for a little bit.
spammed... Yeah, it was just like a god gun. Like, you just use it. You just use it as your, like, primary gun until you shot all 4 shots or something, and then you just switch to your...
Well, because you can't, as soon as it starts lagging, you can't shoot anything accurately. You're gonna rely on the splash.
No, yeah,
damage
you'd have
to-
yeah, it was they were absurd. They were absurd, and I want to say it was OH that I remember spamming them. It was OH or like STB or something. Sever True Blood. Planetary Conquest added. New battle. Oh, Domination. Okay, I would have thought that was added later, but you know, what do I know? This is like 8 years ago. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is gonna... Is this Uprising 1.0? Yeah, okay. So here's when the game launched, all the stuff they added. Timed... From law... What? It took 4.5 minutes? Oh, 4.5 seconds, okay. I was gonna say, I don't remember waiting that long. Remove specializations. Alright, okay, so when I first started, I think there were like 4 different... maybe they were called the specializations, but one of them was Arbiter, and it was like a sniping role, and I don't even remember what the other 3 were called. Like one was anti-vehicle, one was like assault or something, and then one was like stealth, maybe? I have no idea. I just remember one was called Arbiter. It sounded the coolest, so I think I picked it. I had my nice militia sniper rifle. Cloak? Oh no, not the real cloak. Node-based skill UI. Okay, so this is when they actually added in the modern skill tree, I suppose. They had some sort of specializations before. Okay, and they added so it was only the Mimitar Scout. Oh no, wait. They and the Galente. Okay, so there were 2 scouts. And there were all and there were all the Logi suits, and then only the Amar. Okay. So in 1.8 they added probably the other, we'll get there at some point, but they added the other 3 heavies and the other 2 scouts. Everything else was in the game. So it was actually more than I thought initially. But okay, so look at these bonuses. Like Caldari Assault, 5% bonus to drop suit, shield recharge rate per level, and 2% to hybrid weapon. Like, this is dog. Look at this one. Caldari Logi, +1 HP to drop suit armor. Why does Caldari even get this? But 5% efficacy of shield extenders. This one gives you HP, this gives you weapon reload speed and shield recharge rate. Like, this is terrible. You can get 25% bonus to your shield. Yeah, so everyone ran Logis because their bonuses were just way better, and they had the extra equipment slots. Like, I think they were just more expensive, but other than that, they were just like strictly better because you had to fill all your slots. Like, they had...
Well,
do you remember this, Kalash? Like, right, so Caldari Logi suit, I think it had 5 high slots and 4 low slots. And Caldari Assault had 4 high slots, 3 low slots, but it had like higher default HP, but not by that much. So this had 1 extra high slot and low slot, and I want to say 2 extra equipment slots. And Logis didn't have a sidearm? Was that the only thing? I think that was the disadvantage, except for the Amar had. But the Amar had it, but the Amar was dog. Like, you only... The good ones to use were, if you wanted to actually be a Logi, you would use the Mimitar, and if you wanted to be a combat, it was Caldari or Galente. Because, like, 5% reduction to equipment, PG, that's pretty money. But, oh yeah, so Caldari this one gave extra health, so this one's absurd. They changed these at some point, I assume, because, like, efficacy of armor repair, like, man, 25% bonus, you could get so much shield. And look, 5% melee and Nova, okay. That's terrible. Yeah, the Mimitar one was dog. Like, you won't... Well, I guess, unless you're doing a pure speed build, you would pick Galente, I want to say. Like, Galente Scout was pretty much better, but Mimitar was a little bit faster, so it had that going for it. And of course, all the suits, like the Amar was always slower than Caldari and Galente, which was always slower than Mimitar. So that was going on as well. Skills, whatever, spawn. Okay, we covered this. Uprising 1.1. So what they do here? This was not much gameplay stuff, right? Bug fixes, performance. Not terribly important. 1.2. What did they do? I think 1.3 was a big one. Maybe 1.2 looks gargantuan actually too. Call for help, where you where you would just like not press the button, but then you'd get or no. You remember at one point they added you had to press that to get revived by the nani injector, but other than that, like you were just like some scrub with the nani injector would just revive you, and then you would die again, and then you revive and die again. And I think these count as deaths as well, so nobody wanted to get revived. Commando drop suit. This was like commandos were like dog for most of the game, maybe the whole game. Like they're I ran actually. I think I'm notorious for the commando on the rings, but I'm the only player in the game, so it's built different. Pharaoh scale react. Okay, they added these yeah, so these are all good. These are all good additions. Maps, they did something. I don't know, whatever. UI, vehicles. Ooh, planetary. Directors can now kick teammates. Okay, so before this update, people could just troll in games, and unless the CEO kicked them, like no, the directors just didn't have this power. So I think I remember hearing about this at some point.
That's specifically just being in the war barge. So I think you could kick them out in the game.
Characters that are kicked.
If they got onto the barge.
Maybe. Which, I mean, it's pretty bad as well if you have to wait until you're loading in, because you have to wait until...
when you crash half the time loading in.
Purchase fun. Okay, alright. Next, I think 1.3 has a bunch of game stuff. Or maybe not a bunch. Yeah, okay, this is where the flaylock pistols get nerfed, and I think the Logi LAVs as well. So, alright, so they remove ambush OMS, which makes sense. Well, the big difference was just how many clones there were, right? Wasn't ambush like 50 and ambush OMS was 80 or something? And also OMS had vehicles?
And ambush was a mode I never played.
Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, it was... You played it if you wanted to just, like, only fight people and not use your brain. And I suppose it would be good for, like, grinding ISK in SP, maybe, because the games go by quick. Anyways, OMS, I want to say you had 80 clones, and you could call in vehicles, and then ambush, it was 50 clones, no vehicles, but then they combined them, and I don't know what the new number was, but then just ambush would... after this point, I think the number of vehicles was limited, but you... like are just always getting wrecked by vehicles in ambush unless it spawned you in like a enclosed area where you could use vehicles much. So Logi, okay, so they buffed the MR Logi because it was hyper bad. Okay, and yeah, sure, increased MR Logi, blah blah blah. Alter the shield recharge. I assume this was a nerf. It doesn't actually say the numbers, but yeah, so I think Logi suits also had the better shield recharge delays. Another reason they were just better. And okay, so here they lower, and here they nerf the CPU and PG, I think. So they're addressing the... Okay, yeah, and this is where they change... Okay. Do they switch them? Yeah, okay. Shield regulate. Okay, so this is where they correct that, like, because Caldari Logis were insane, and now Caldari Assaults are worse versions of the old Caldari Logi, but they're not just left in the dust. Wait, didn't I see the flay? Oh yeah, here, flaylock pistols. Yeah, look, this shit did 200 splash damage. Like, are you kidding me? Like an average proto suit had like what 600 HP or something. Well, how much HP? Maybe a little bit, maybe like 800. I mean, it depends on your build, but like a proto assault suit. How like what suit did you usually run, Kalash? What were you usually doing?
Caldari Assault. I mean,
how much HP?
I mean, if I played what I wanted to play, it'd be Assault. I'd like to do
what was your role in
stupid
TC
stuff. I would just do whatever we needed, like
right, which was normally what like I would have liked to have liked to
like, oh, we need someone anti-tank.
Yeah, I would have liked to have played assault or scout, but I was like perma on the rings because nobody wants to fucking play on the rings. Only I did it,
and I was more like this objective.
Yeah, you were a filler, which I remember, but it was usually in the assault suit, or because you didn't It wasn't like Scout, I don't think, right?
I mean, it really changed as the meta changed throughout the game. Like towards the end, I was doing a lot of lodging, sitting with
Okay.
my ass in heavy suit, stacking fucking plates.
Okay, so you did
like
do it all. I
everyone
was
else.
gonna say I thought maybe you did some logi stuff, and I couldn't remember if you
I
did heavy
wasn't
stuff, but
good as a heavy though. I was never good. I was just a
yeah, it wasn't either.
HP
Well, I don't know. It
buffer.
took like you just had to have a certain mentality to play heavy. Like it was just
Yeah.
because you like if you committed too much, you couldn't get out of places, which also would usually result in if you had a logi right next to it, your logi would get fried too. If you took a 2v1 versus two heavies, you would get shredded. You would lose your
But
logi.
I love to do that shit with just insane shields. Like I loved having
Yeah,
I
yeah.
loved having
I
the kits where it's like 400 shield and I can recharge in like 3 seconds. So like, but then
it was
if they
very
can
nice.
kill you that quick, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, of course you wanted to go for like a happy minute because you could run on the Cavalry Assault up to the infamous 707 shields, but that would give you like awful shield recharge stats. Like it would take you
Yeah,
5
I
seconds to
love
start,
that,
only
just
20 per second.
right
But
back.
yeah, I think I would usually run because it was like it was 4 high slots, which were the shield ones. I think and then the low one had regulator reduced the time, right, to when it would start recharging, and then rechargers increased the rate. So I think I think it was 4 and 3. So I think I had 3 shield extenders usually in the high, and then 1 recharger, and then the lows, like 1 regulator, and then I don't know, an armor plate and an armor repairer or something like that. But yeah, so I want to say I had like around 560 shields and like 250ish, 230 maybe, 230ish armor. So yeah, about 800 HP. And of course, flail-like pistols did only 80% damage to shields and like 120% to armor, but 200 damage. And these had only 3 in the mag, or did they have 4 at Proto? Do you remember? Flail-like pistols? It's probably only 3, huh? Or no, wasn't that a skill? Like it was
Yeah.
it was the
But
mag
it was like
increased.
a percentage, so it was.
It was a percentage, but so you could only get like 1 bonus or something. It was some stupid shit. But yeah, at Proto you had like 4 in the mag, I think. So you just quick shot 800 damage, and then like splashed it. So you couldn't even. So I mean, this was like what
But it was
people did.
also
You either had core locust
relative to
grenades,
armor and shield.
of
right?
course, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not
So
like
I mean, so if you're
40
fighting a
and
Galente,
60.
like you just fried them. Like they could be more or less armored stacked, but
Yeah.
you would do 195 damage plus 20% to most of their HP. So you'd be doing like
Well, even just
You could do almost a-
facing anything else if you have a like that's what I loved using like a scrambler. Use the scrambler to just annihilate someone's shield, and then you just pop that thing out and one hit them.
and they also reduced the blast rate, so it was you didn't do as much damage, and also it was harder to apply damage. So they got nerfed pretty hard. It was still, I think, like a decent secondary, but now at the cost, it was at least. Oh yo, contact grenades. Do you remember when you had 2 contact? And so I think. Are you there, Kalash?
Yeah.
Okay. So contact grenades, I don't remember if the Proto did 600 like a core. I think maybe it only did 5 or 400. But you had like 2 of them, so you just threw 2 400 damage grenades at their feet. And it was messed up. It was messed up. Yeah, they're insane. But yeah, core locust grenades, of course, was like a staple. They were expensive very expensive on the PG and CPU. But you had 2 600 damage grenades. So if you knew you were going to come around a corner and do an engagement, you just cook a grenade, come around the corner, toss it at them, do 600 damage or like 480 if you direct hit them and they have that much shields. But yeah, you would just take half or more of their HP and then just kill them for the rest. And it was just
killing half of your guys.
yeah, of course, because you like because you didn't get around the corner yet, so you like lagged and you hit the corner with your grenade, so you hit yourself and like a logi, and you both lost half your health. And you get fried by one nerd. But anyways, yeah, it was absurd. You just did that shit, and then especially when like rail rifles and combat rifles, you just finish them off because they both had armor, extra armor damage. So you'd fry some kids, and then I swear maybe it was 1.4 with the Lot G LAVs. 4 stay right here. 2.3 G. Neocom, some timestamps, nice. Okay. Well, here's your mouse rotation speed. So did you not use mouse and key? Because you were saying
It
earlier.
did, but it never worked right. The mouse never. The mouse emulated a joystick, so it never like worked. It's like it kind of
Yeah,
had
well,
like acceleration on it.
Did you
So,
try it after this
yeah.
point when they
Um,
replaced the smoothing?
there was still like a delay. Maybe it was more
Oh
specific to
yeah,
the
I think I
mouse I
remember this.
had
Somebody told
too,
me
but
about
there
this.
was
Yeah, there's
like
like an input delay. And then
yeah.
also it's not like mouse was strictly better because aim assist, right? This game had aim assist. Right? Didn't it did? Yeah, that's what
Well,
aim.
I think it
Wait, did it?
I think it still had aim assist whether you used it anyway though.
Okay, but if it
I
was
don't think
the
it turned it
functionality
off.
was messed up by way of imitating a joystick, then
Yeah, at
I don't
least
know. Maybe there
yeah,
were
I
a
know.
bunch
I
of people that
remember
used
they
mouse
did
and keyboard
fix.
and
I
they were
don't
owning
think I
kids
ever
on the low key.
really tried it.
Location, HP bars, and name tag. Okay.
Actually, I remember it was broken most of the time. That's what happened to me.
Oh,
Like
here it
either the
is.
mouse or the keyboard would work. Never both at the same time. Whether it
Really?
was my setup or the game.
Huh.
It worked a few times, but like almost never would they work at the same time.
Interesting. All right, so this is when so if you like got tapped by an LAV, you just died. So they changed it so you had to be hit pretty head on. And I want to say I think it was in 1.8 when when they fully removed all the Logi LAVs. It was 1.7 or 1.8. They did the big vehicle rework. Oh yeah, and so armor plates at the very beginning of the game, or it must have been before this point. So I want to say it was, what were the values? It was like 65, 85, 110. These are new values, but before this, that I think it was something like that for armor, and the penalties were like 5, 7, and 10. So to use one complex armor plate, you had a 10% movement bonus. Armor was so bad. So the only time you would use it is you're literally gonna use a heavy and just like be in one spot. 10% penalty, like that's absurd. And you could run like 5 of them, lose half your speed. Yeah, that's heinous. And this is much better now. But I mean shields, and well, this makes okay. So this is like over double what a complex shield extender gave you. It gave you 66 plus 10% off the bonus. It gave you like 72, and this gave you nearly 150 off the skill, off the plate and the ability, and 5% movement. I mean, it's still a lot. You stack 5 of these, like you're moving almost a quarter slower because I don't think it's like 5% plus 5%. I think it's like the first one takes you down to 95% speed, and then the next one is 90. You know, you take off 5% of 95, and so on like that. So it's opposite of diminishing returns. Like you're losing less of an amount because you have less to lose. But then like there's also Pharaoh scale plate, which these are cool. And I think it was like 25, 35, 50 or something before, which is terrible. And I like these ones quite a bit. I think usually on my what are these? Yeah, this one's reactive. I think this usually would be my last slot for my Caldari. I would just throw on like a however much, I don't know if it was a complex, but however much I would have the PG for. Maybe it was just a standard, because it just gives me like 1 HP per second. Because I think by default, Caldari Assault did not regenerate its armor whatsoever.
Yeah, no.
So you had to have something, and so I would just throw this on a
Yeah,
little
no,
bit, a little bit extra HP, and then if for some reason you survived in
Yeah,
your
my
armor, you
armor
would
regen.
slowly get back 1 per second. But oh well. Maps,
But then you had
environments.
the skills, which made it go up even faster, I think, too, right?
Yeah, but like I think it was also a percentage thing. There were a lot of them
Yeah,
that were
but I
like
mean, it was
unintuitive.
like 7 a second or something is what some of my kits were running and still. And
Yeah,
that's,
but
like,
I think, but it was
decent.
like, because so the armor repair, I think it was like 3, 5, 10 or something, and then you got a percentage off that. Like I don't know what the bonus for this was, because so to get complex like armor plates, you had to get armor level 5, and I think it did it for all these actually. So I think it just increased the armor value by 1% for these, and or no, so there were the passive. I think you could get at some point like passive armor repair on the Caldari, like if it was a skill. No, 5 seems. I don't know. I don't remember. Like you could I think the armor repairer skill, like once you got level 5, you got an extra 25% armor repairer, but only on the. I don't know. Like so, Galente had built-in armor repair some amount, right? But Caldari didn't. I think all of them did except for Caldari. Caldari 0, and the other ones were like 1 and 2. Maybe? I don't know. Somebody will probably remember better. Let me know if you do remember. Amara laser rifle has new red dots. So it had iron sights before, but they added this one. Did the assault and the regular laser rifle have the same sight?
No, you mean the laser rifle had like the red dot or whatever.
Yeah. What I definitely remember. So on the
Or I'm thinking the
assault.
scrambler, the laser rifle.
Oh no, yeah, I was thinking of Scrambler too. There was only wait, there was only
Which
one.
was the laser rifle?
It's the one that shot the beam, like the continuous beam that you had to charge up.
Oh, okay, that was
That one had the. It was also a red dot. Like it was rounded at the top, I think, and it had a dot. Which was that also
it
the
was
Scrambler
pretty
rifle one?
similar.
Yeah, I think it was
pretty
basically
similar
the
to
same.
Scrambler. The
Yeah, I
Scrambler
can't
was,
actually.
like,
I
bigger,
can't.
like,
I can't picture
close
what the Scrambler one. I can picture what the Cartham looks like. The assault one, I guess, which I assume is the same for the. At some point, so the Scrambler rifle was like really good, and they like nerfed it some amount, not terribly, and they changed the name though. It was Imperial, I think the proto was called, and then they changed to Visium for I don't know why they did that, but I remember DK pointed that out to me, or he like complained, he's like, why'd they change it from Imperial? Kind of a cool. Visium sounds cool. Okay, so that was 1.4. That they did, they buffed swarm launchers because they were probably terrible. Fire in a whatever. Alright, they did the armor, they did the murder taxi thing, they did some matchmaking. HMG. I wish it would say what these things were before. Clip size. Yeah, so like okay, so swarm launchers had 3 in the mag, and maybe militia had 2. I don't remember, but it at level 5 you got plus 25% to a 3-round clip, which technically isn't even enough to get an additional round, but I think it like rounded or something, so you got 4. And then I don't know, like I don't know what their rationale was to make them these percentage things. Because it'd be hard to do it per level, right? Like maybe you do it finally at level 5 you get plus 1 in the mag, but then you get gimped for getting if you only get up to 4. But it wasn't very practical. Uprising 1.5, bunch of Neocom changes. New player experience, this is when they added that new game mode, I think, where you could play up until level whatever. I think at one point I made a new character. Oh, yo, did you ever see the screenshot that Nick Munson posted where he went like 102 in one of these? I'm pretty sure it was in the new player mode, and I think he just like pulled out a tank, and yeah, he went like 102 or something. Like I think it's the only time I ever saw triple digits on the screen. Oh, yo, do you remember the headshot kill sound? Like boom, boom, boom. Of course you remember. Yeah, there's no way you can forget. That's just crazy. But I don't know about you. My shit at one point it just stopped working. Like instead of getting a sound when I got a headshot kill, it just was muted, which was one of the absolute biggest tragedies of all time in Dust. Because if I would play on another character, like a new character, then it would work. But on my Silver Strike clone, it did not work. Absolute tragedy. That was like the most satisfying sound ever to hear.
Deleted it and reinstalled it.
Like I think I did at one point, and it still didn't fix it.
Probably had to for some of the updates, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Was this when they? Oh, okay. So this is when they added accountant, director, that TCO and TLO. Which TLO you could do all the war actions right on the star map, and TCO you could just ferry people in, I think, to games. So TCO didn't really do that much. TLO was a real swag role if you got that, but of course you know real G's had the director role, but whatever. I think I gave Alias TLO. I want to say, or I don't. Maybe Alias was director. Forge guns were really good. I remember one time I was playing a game against Chicago Cubs Forever, who was for the longest time like the top of the kill board. He had the most kills because he had the longest neck beard or something. Played the game the most and was like selling ISK for real money or something. So I mean, baller moves, I guess. But anyways, him and his what corp was he? He was team players, right? And they were really good, like really early in the game. Then they weren't a thing later, I want to say. Anyways, he was sitting on the green socket. So okay, do you remember the lag facility, Kalash?
Not by that name.
So there were
Lag
three maps in PC, and it was the cargo hub, the one we played all the time, the production facility, the mushroom map, and then there was the third one which had like a big there's like a chimney kind of objective.
Was it
But-
where were the 3 in, 2 out?
No, it wasn't a cargo hub and it
Two,
wasn't a production facility. It was like the other one, whatever the other one was called. It was like communications facility or something like that. No, yeah.
I think I
If you loaded it, like nobody. So for one, so cargo hub was just like the best because it had the most clones, and then Profac built clones, so it had some use. But then this other one, it was just like it increased the range. It did some bullshit like nobody cared about. So nobody. But also, if you queued into this game in PC, it always lagged. So everyone called it the lag facility. Like you don't remember this?
Yeah, I do. I'm just trying to picture the map.
Yeah, there's like part that it's like up high, some like rafters kind of thing. We played it. Maybe you weren't there for this game, but we played it on the I think Capac versus whoever. I think I have this PC uploaded. We were the last people that played on it before because they changed. So they changed it. Anyway, the point of the story, they changed it to the new map. Is the one I'm talking about? It's like this green facility, and it also has like a mushroom. It's like it's mostly open, but there's the one big building with like a mushroom. You know what I'm talking about for that one? Like, they're hard to. It's like it's all green looking. And okay, now I have 2 stories to tell. But anyways, Chicago Cubs Forever would just like sit on top of this, guarded by 3 or 5, I don't know, however many were in. I think squads were still 4. They must have still been 4 at the time. Sitting with 3 goons backing him up, so if anyone tried to drop on him, they would kill him. But he would just sit up there with an assault forge gun and just like murk people because it was so insane. Like I assume it was like the same stats, but assault forge gun it charged up faster, but you couldn't hold the charge. Or maybe you'd use a regular forge gun. Maybe there weren't assault forge guns at this point. I don't know. Maybe we saw it in here. He would sit up there, and it was pretty ridiculous. Like he just rained down. You just had to be. I think forge gun was like the most fun. Well, no fun. It was the most satisfying gun to use if you got shit done with it. Like killing vehicles, it's way cooler to kill it with a forge gun than to kill it with just lame ass swarm launchers. Although there's plasma cannon, but plasma cannons it was tough to get kills with. The only like if you almost couldn't kill dropships with them, but you could like if you were fighting against a railgun tank and you had a fast suit, like you kind of dance around and just shoot them and just like try to not let them run away. But you had to shoot and then reload and shoot. You had to do it like 4 times.
Cool, but it never was.
Yeah, it was a cool gun, but it was always ass. So, anyways, the other story we played. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have this video uploaded, and I don't know what it's called. Capac versus. I don't remember who we played. Anyways, there was one point in the battle where I like threw an RE onto like 3 people that just spawned on an uplink, and then but I didn't know machine guns had just thrown an uplink there before, and you got the triple. Machine guns, you stole my triple, baby, or something. So when I first joined Cap in like December 2013, the only PC I played, it was on that map. And I don't think it was lagging terribly that game, but that was like or maybe it was. I don't know. We played, and it was against a good corp, so I think we got wrecked. And then I left shortly after, but that was the only one PC I played. Or maybe I'd played one when I was in before that, but that was the only one Cap I played, was on that map. I remember that one, and I remember we played against Fatal Absolution, like during the war on it, and Silly Rabbit went like 1 in 20. Like tanking or something. He got popped, and they were in that match was mega laggy, but we took the dubs. So what of it? Yeah, they got absolutely destroyed. Anyways, those are my tales that I thought I'd regale you with. Did I miss anything here? Oh, scan radius. Oh, that's a big buff. Dang. Repair tool. Don't know what it was before, but it was probably pretty terrible if this is what it got buffed to. Oh, they buffed the Sentinel. They buffed Commando. Ooh, big changes. Big changes. Okay, 1 point. This is gonna be a long video, Kalash. I'm gonna have to cut a lot of this.
What's funny about half the stuff you're saying is like I don't even remember like commandos. Like I would have never even like remembered commandos.
Yeah, honestly, I remember who's Heracles Porsche. You remember this guy? He also uploaded a YouTube video and he was in our corp for a while. Yeah, he he loved the Amar Commando, if I remember right. Like he would always, I don't know, he'd pull up with like a laser rifle and a scramble rifle, and because like that's such a fun thing to do, but it's not good because if you're fighting against anyone that's armor stacked, your weapons do 80% damage only, and also you're mega slow. And like, so you could run Amar Assault, so the Amar Commando, it did, I think you got reload speed and you got damage on Scramble Rifle and Laser Rifle and probably the Scrambler pistol, but why would you take up one of your light slots? You have 2 light slots, why would you use? Anyways, but the Amar Assault got heat reduction buildup, so you could shoot more shots with your Scramble Rifle. And the Scramble Rifle was like a money weapon. Honestly, a lot of the guns in Dust were just like super cool, like Scramble Rifle. It's kind of hard to use because you had to, it doesn't do as much damage to armor, and also you have the heat buildup, and so you would usually charge up the first shot, and if you missed it, you got punished because you didn't have enough shots in your like heat mag to kill anybody usually. So if you hit the first shot, you do like 400 shield damage, and then you're at a massive advantage. You do like you could fire maybe like 8 follow-up shots, maybe 12 with the assault. I'm not sure what the number was. But it was a very fun gun. Like forge guns were super cool to use. I mean, like mass drivers and flaylocks were annoying to play against, but they're fun to use. Like HMGs were fun. Assault rifles were pretty basic, but there were like different versions. Rail rifles had the charge up was cool. Combat, yeah, like all the guns in this game are so cool, honestly, to use. Plasma rifles were fun, or not plasma, plasma cannons. Torn launchers they're pretty lame, but sort of necessary, even though they were god awful at some points, and tanks were just unkillable. What are you gonna do? Okay. Did I do 1.6? I must have. Okay, so 1.7 was a big patch. I think this was the vehicle. Yeah, this is the vehicle patch. They did whatever stuff, HUD. So vehicles. They did a bunch of like mechanical changes, and here they removed the Enforcer tanks and the Logi LAVs, which never got re-added. They were supposed to be at some point. What else did they do? Oh, they added the combat rifles and the rail rifles, which were like broken. Like once those dropped, there was actually no reason to use assault rifles for almost the entire game. Towards the end, assault rifles got buffed and they were good again. But combat rifles and rail rifles were just so stupid good. Like rail rifles, I think at Proto with the Kalakiota, you did like 47 damage per bullet. And you had 42 in the and the assault was pretty bad when it came out because it only had 42 in the mag, but later it was changed where it had 58 in the mag, so then it was pretty good. I think some people use it as like a niche gun, but like it had good hip fire, and the combat rifles were probably even better. You just had to mash with the trigger finger, but I think they probably got slightly nerfed by the lagginess of the game. Like I think it probably didn't read a lot of your inputs to fire your gun, so you actually got an effective slower fire rate. Because I don't even know what the cap was. Like I think the cap was like 1200. And I'm not actually sure how the numbers play out, but since it's a 3-round burst, the assault one was fun to use. That shot super fast. But the regular one, I think it had 54 in the mag. It shot it up to 1200, and it was a 3-round burst, and I don't know how much delay between. So you could shoot mega, like you just had to. And so I don't know if that plays out to be if you just divide it by 3, like you get 4, so you only have to tap 400 times per minute, which is. I mean, that's like pretty fast. That's like, almost 7 times per second. Maybe I'm not sure how the math plays out because like with the delay, I don't know. You could shoot it pretty quick. Kalash knows what I'm talking about. Well, they nerfed it. Okay, so I keep thinking you just like leave because you don't say shit, but I just be talking. So
I don't remember a lot.
Okay. So in this patch,
especially not in numbers.
They nerf the damage of all. So AV grenades don't do as much damage. Swarm launchers don't do as much damage. They don't lock on. So they big nerf all this stuff, and they also, I think they reduced the actual HP of tanks, but they like reworked all their modules or something. So basically, tanks got like a lateral change and. AV all got hard nerfed. So tanks were god in this. I do remember this. In 1.7,
yeah.
If they had tank, the only way you could play infantry was to be inside. If you were anywhere a tank could kill you, like you couldn't play the game. You could not kill tanks except with tanks.
LAVs with the nades, but then
Yeah, that was super. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
just I think one proto AV grenade would destroy an LAV if it had like no stuff on it. I
Yeah.
think maybe.
Yeah, you just
Which
fuck with
was
it.
super nice. So if somebody just calls in like a militia LAV to get around the map, you could just kill her. Yeah, I used AV grenades on quite a few suits. For this reason, like, cause it like if you actually had a dedicated AV person and they needed just a little bit more damage, you hit them with AV grenades, and they had that like lock on property too. You just threw it and then just it was super.
You
It was
could
super nice.
throw it on the ground before him, in front of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And then
You
I
could
don't. Did they
suck it
even
up.
despawn until you died? Like, or did they just sit? They probably did after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, they timed it. They didn't have too. They didn't last too long. I don't think. I don't.
But yeah,
Yeah,
no.
just-
If you saw them coming, yeah, you just threw all three down, and then yeah, you could just mark it like a not very well built tank. Like if they're
Easy.
meant for repair, and you just alpha them with three of them, yeah, you could do 3,000 damage. You have three. Anyway, so yeah, tanks were unkillable except if you had other tanks or maybe a good forge gunner, but swarms and AV grenades could no longer do anything. So they did some stuff. Volcano mood, whatever. Factional contracts, is this where they added? Oh no, they just did changes. Yeah, so they had the, Amar, Minmatar, Kaldari, Galente, factional warfare, which we always played Kaldari, and then I guess maybe a little bit of Amar because they were the one allied with them. And you got, and I don't remember when they added this system either, but you got like LP, remember loyalty points, and you could spend it in the store for. Were those? There were some items that were like strictly better than Proto, weren't there? Like nano hives or something.
There
Or
was
no, it was
there was
uplinks.
like
It was
one
uplinks.
thing. Yeah.
The
that was it.
uplinks were. It was like the
no
same
cost or
cost as
something.
one of the other uplinks, because there was one uplink that like there was a cheap one, there was one that spawned fast, and then there was one that spawned like more total times or something. And you wanted like the fast deploy one because usually they would get destroyed by an enemy after a few. So you wanted to just spawn in as fast as possible. Anyway, but I think so I think the was that Namar technology? Who had uplinks? Whose stuff was that? What were they called? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I think it was Amar though, but I don't remember.
Visium uplink. Okay, so what were Calichiota up? No, was it? Like what
Those
were
were
what
the
were,
hives.
yeah, okay. So yeah,
The hives
hives. The Minotaurs had repair tools. I think it was but yeah, I think Visium. I think it was Visium was the one from the store. Visium, whatever uplinks.
Well,
like
there was the
qualifier
two.
in
There
there.
was the proto, and then there was. So I don't remember.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I think the one in the store was called Visium. Maybe there's another qualifier and then drop uplink. And that was like the strictly better one. But of course, not everyone could have unlimited Amar LP, so you had to roll with the cheaper one. What were the other Amar? So there's Cartham. Like I'm just trying to think because all the proto guns in the game had. It was like I think it was an in-world manufacturer. So their name was attached to it, like Calichiota rail rifle. What were assault rifles even called? What were the prototypes? I don't even remember. It's like Mimitar had Lidai AV grenades, I think, were one of them. So I think that was a Mimitar technology. Anyways, whatever. Maybe we'll probably not. Maybe it'll say in here somewhere. Anyways, standing factional contract. Oh yeah. So here, so I added loyalty points here. Whatever. Oh yeah. So these weapons offer prototype equivalent stats with lower CPP PG usage and no other drawbacks. Man, so that makes it sound like new special. Okay, so maybe that was just for weapons, but like equipment did have it was the same PG CPU but better. I don't know. There was something that like it was coveted. I think it was the uplinks. Maybe it's just because uplinks were the most important things in PC, like bar none. Uplinks and remote explosives were the most important. That's crazy. Like if you died and went back to the map and you didn't see like 20 uplinks from your team, like you knew you were in it bad. You knew it it wasn't going well for your team. Okay, 1.8. They add scouts. They add the rest of the scouts. They add, I think, the rest of the oh wait, I passed it. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, sure. War points. Oh, yo, good thing. Yeah, this was my bread and butter. That's why I had so many points in like every PC. Every time I would shoot a swarm launcher, somebody got plus 75 points vehicle damage. And they added all the suits, like yeah, they added the rest of the scouts, rest of the heavies. I think they reworked assault and logi as well. Yep, stats adjusted for medium frames. Okay, so they added the MagSec SMG, which was like pretty bad, I think, but it was like a swag gun. It was like a little pocket rare rifle, but it wasn't. Bolt pistol, that shit was like ungodly. Just you hip fired in it, just auto hit their head every time. Like the aim assist was incredible for no reason. Ion pistols, also a swag weapon, but garbage. Mass driver, ooh, they buffed. What? Yo, look how much they 300. Oh, it's direct damage, but still big damage. Laser rifle buff, okay. Proficiency of handheld weapons now 3%. Wait. Okay, yeah. So before it was just strict damage, but now wait. Yeah, so now it only so like scrambler guns would do extra damage only to shields. Because before, yeah, it like this just lessened like the skill point gap a little bit. Because before, if you had proto, if you had level 5 in whatever gun, plus 15% damage to everyone. Plus access to the better guns. Like it was just like I don't know, a proto gun did what, maybe like 10% extra damage compared to the standard? Do you remember it all? It couldn't have been more than that.
I don't remember percentage wise.
Yeah, I want to say it was around 10. Like I think a regular assault rifle would do like 31, and then a proto would do like 34 or something like that. Anyways, you would get that, but then you would also get a 15% bonus on top of that. So it was like, you know, compared to just some random scrub with a militia, you were doing like 25, 30% more damage. And they also had less health, and they had worse, like, everything. Yeah, terrible. Grenade count reduced by 1. What? It was, yo, do you remember this? There were 3? For, like, core?
Yeah. For, like, the longest time.
I guess I do remember that, yeah.
That shit.
Yeah, whenever it... Yeah, actually, I don't... For some reason, I remember AV...
I forgot about that one.
Oh, yeah, he was the guy. Yeah, I don't remember AV being less than 3. I must have like never used them after this point because 2 plus nerf damage is garbage. And core, yeah, but locust grenades I always remember them being 2, but I guess it was 3 before this. And then fluxes, I guess didn't use them. Usually, if I was low on PG or CPU on a suit, I would the thing I would cut was like the level of my grenade. Like if I couldn't afford it, I would just go down from a core locust grenade to a basic flux because I think it was like 48 and 8. For core locust, and it was 12 and 2, I think, for a basic flux. And flux were gonna like if you're just running by and you just needed kill and uplink, you just threw it down. Like maybe you strip somebody's shields. I mean, they're really good against like Kaldari suits and stuff, which are very popular. Added cloak field. Did you play scout when it dropped? Did you play any scout? Like, did you have SP for it?
Too much. I mean, I did, but not like. I played it more when the Kaldari scout dropped.
No, that's what I mean. When the Kaldari and the Galentes, or no, the Kaldari and the Mimitar Scout came out, and they also got reworked in this patch. So you played it then?
Yeah, I mean, I played it some. I did everything.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, honestly, I don't know if the Kaldari Assault or the Kaldari Scout was my favorite suit in the game, but because this was broken. Like you would scan almost everybody else on the map because Kaldari got bonus to like their scan precision and their scan range, and Galente got, you know, they were Kaldari was better at finding the other 16 enemies. Galente was good at hiding from, you know, it benefited only you. And I think this is also when it showed your entire team what was on your scan thing. So it was just like broken. Like you had one Kaldari scout and you saw their entire team except for like dedicated Galente scouts. But anyway, you could do that. So I think what I did, so you had, I think it was 4 high, 2 low for Kaldari Scout on that proto. So I'd run 3 shield extenders, 1 scan precision in the high slot, 1 scan the thing that reduced your scan profile, and then 1 range in the low slot, or maybe that other high one and that were switched. But anyway, two of the scan things were in the low slots, and one was in the high slot. So I ran one, and there were 3 of them, and I ran one of each, and then 3 shields. So I would have like 400 shields and like 100 armor, and I scanned everyone on the map, and the cloak was god. Like you just instantly went invisible. Eventually it got nerfed. It took like a full second for you to go invisible. But yeah, you could, or no, to drop your cloak. So you could be almost fully invisible. If you stood still, you were basically invisible. If you moved, there was that shimmer. But you were basically invisible up to, I think it was 90 seconds was the proto cloak. So if you got in a bad situation, you were faster than non-scouts. So you either ran around the corner, you went invisible, and you hid, or you ran. It was unholy. Like it was just, I remember just sitting on the tabletop with my Kalash scout, scanning like everyone on the map, just in like ambush or something, scanning everyone on the map, raining down hell on them, because I don't know what update it was when they nerfed rail and combat rifles. Probably
You're
not.
getting all those
This one.
assists, the scan assists.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was, or no, I don't think passive scans gave you points. I think you had to use an active scanner, I want to say.
Yeah.
I could be wrong,
Those
but
came in later.
active scanners were also really good when you could do the scan arena thing, where you just 360'd
yeah.
and got everywhere until they nerfed that.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so much
Mhm.
broken stuff in this game, but like honestly, that's what makes for really fun games. Like when a lot of things are broke, it sucks when there's like one broken thing, but when a lot of things are really powerful, it's nice when things are balanced. But like, you know, when everything is fun to use, i.e. a little bit broken, it's kind of fun. Anyway, some of the skill changes. PC, okay. Okay, wait. Is this when they changed the ISK? Is this what this means? Ensure the attacker loses clones and ISK when they what? Oh, lock. Yeah, okay. So they changed it. So it was. I don't know. No, you probably remember this point. Like everyone just permalock districts, so that because it was just free ISK. You had to like super snipe.
Yeah.
And honestly, some people were pretty lazy about it. So if you like, oh, was it you who was the like savant of sniping districts? I feel
No.
like it was you. Was it not?
No, that was them. That was Shep that was orchestrating that kind of stuff where he'd be hopping. That's the only time he would hop on is to.
Okay, yeah,
I
he would
gotta
do it.
snipe
I
this
want.
district.
There was somebody. I think like operator managed to do it a few times as well, but like,
Yeah.
and I think he just caught people being lazy. He was like, oh, this isn't locked. Let me catch that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I ever really even.
Huh. I thought I remembered
sent
you. Yeah,
too many
yeah,
attacks
yeah.
unless I was told to.
Yeah, I sent
And
a lot in my
do
day,
stuff unless I
as you may
needed
or may
to.
not know. I was an absolute warlord. Me and my
I
general
would just
alias.
hop on and be like, oh, we got fucking 10 battles tomorrow
oh!
night. Looks like Shep was drunk again.
God, yeah, man. Oh, all the times when there would like be 3 simultaneously, so we had to feel like an A team and a B team, and just like get random guns or somebody to help. Oh man, it was crazy. And like you had to orchestrate, like you had to be like, yo, you gotta, you sent Alias of all people to go like take care of one of them, and then that's crazy time.
See, and
Very
that's
fun.
what I remember more is the meta from all the PC, because that's what
Yeah,
I
because I think
enjoyed.
you got in.
There's our own tourney system, like.
Yeah, I feel like for a lot of the game that I knew you didn't pub very much. Like you were pretty strictly. You would get on. Maybe you'd socialize a little bit.
You more like got big in our corp as I was like getting done with the game.
Right.
anyway.
Okay. So.
Like even like all your recordings, like I'm barely in any of them.
Yeah, I do remember. Okay, so I have videos where I told it, but I mean, shit, might as well tell it again. So I first joined Cap it was November or December of 2013. Then I left like a month, maybe not even a month after joining, and then I rejoined in like July 24. So I was in another corp, and then in whatever month that was, like it was in the first half of 2014, the Rouge wedding at the Red wedding. You know what I'm talking about? At FanFest, we're like, yeah, we're canceling Dust. Like we're not working on it anymore. They announced that. So like most of the people I played with stopped playing. It just like killed my corp. And the corp I had, it wasn't very big, but it was like there was dedicated like dozen of us who played consistently. So we just need to like field 4 more people or something for PCs kind of thing. Anyway, so I played with them, but then like over half of them quit. Like Scrapper and My Time Texas and a few other people. And so like I think me and Blind Shot and like Ashley and Destroyer were like the only ones that stuck around. And I think I might have stopped playing for a little bit, and I came back. And so anyways, in summer at some point I came back because I'd been in cabs like, okay, I don't know where else to go. I joined and I think I logged on like the next day after I joined and literally the only person online was you. I was like, okay, I'm leaving. Like this is no fun. Well, yeah, actually one other person online was you. And then I joined FA, I think, and then they made me rich off of free OH money because they were all busy playing Destiny. Anyways, I got my capture card at the very end of that year, 2014. So at like the last 2 or 3 days of 2014, and then for onward, I was recording. And yeah, so I guess, I don't know, 2014 must have been your big year in cap, and I guess, yeah, 2013 as well, I suppose. But yeah, I do remember you weren't around a whole lot. That's my little tail. And then I was in cap. I rejoined cap in I think December 15 again, and then I was there until like May because I was active CEO. I was doing all the battles. I was FCing and everything. And then it just like enough people stopped playing. I was like, okay, I don't feel like doing all this work. So I left to join Random Guns, so I could play PCs there. And there were a bunch of cool guys there. And then later I'd rejoin cap to biomass end the game in cap. Whereas Kalash's corp history is literally joined cap and always been cap, which I mean, good for you. But
I was in one other corp for a little bit with my other friend from Mag.
But before though, right?
That was like 3 people, and
so you have 3 corps on your corp history, or maybe 4 because it says like, you know what I'm talking about, the
3 with the starter one, I think.
Right, but I'm saying it'd be like starter, you join your friend, leave, so put you back in a starter one, and then rejoin. Because I think that's how it worked. I think you had to leave corp before you could join a new corp. I don't think you could go directly.
Maybe,
I think.
yeah.
Not sure. Anyways, like, do you think that site still works? I don't even remember what it was called. Like Merc History or something. Like Death 514 Merc. It probably doesn't work anymore. Maybe it does. Okay, so I don't know. They did some like Planetary Conquest stuff. Whatever. Like. Sucked for us, people that actually played PC. Or I don't. When did I start playing PC? It would have been like, I don't even think we're there yet when I played it a lot. Yeah, I think it was in the hotfixes maybe when I started playing PC a lot. I think I played it a little bit before, but hotfix alpha. Oh, okay, so I don't really want to go to the Google Docs. They did a bunch of stuff. I think it was an alpha when they nerfed the burst HMG and it was ridiculous, and then I think they nerfed it the next one. But they did like a few balancing changes. This is when Ratati was really popping. Okay, wait. So it says. Okay, so this dropped, and then I like this month, or maybe like the next month or the month after, like July or August, is when I would have rejoined cap, only to leave again like a day or 2 later because nobody was on. So yeah, it wasn't until until I joined FA, I didn't really PC. I'd done like a few PCs. I wasn't a big PCer until like the latter half of 2014 into 2015. What is all this? Frontline starter fits, war points. Where does it talk about? Do you remember when they added the what was it even called? Where like people in your corp had to play to earn you points so that you could do PCs. What are those points called?
No, war points, right?
War points, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and that was terrible. Because you couldn't do it.
Well,
like,
I mean, it wasn't
couldn't
terrible
run
for us because we got to.
Yeah, we had. It was kind of terrible because like if you didn't have just a bunch of people that played pubs, like you couldn't PC. So it did kind of suck. Like I think we had, and I guess like it's probably better for the health of the game because we were sitting on like 20% of the galaxy, or was it called or system, or 20% of Molten Heath, whatever Molten Heath was, or something like that. And then we didn't have enough war points to like keep. Well, no, we just, I don't know. It was a big limiting factor. And then we had people like Cold Blooded Max that played 24/7, earned just mad war points. But it was a tough system because after that point we started like because we were a little bit exclusive with our people joining. But after that we let almost anyone in to be our war points. Well, they didn't know this. Maybe they knew this, but we needed war point slaves, like people that would just play pubs to earn us war points because you had to do like the weekly quests or whatever, some nonsense. Anyways, hotfix chart. Okay, so this one actually says a bunch of stuff. Buff assault drop suits. Oh, they didn't do it. Here we go. Okay, this is right. This is around when I rejoined cap and then left, and then this. So it would have been. It wasn't until this buff, I guess, when I started PCing, and I would have played Yeah, I was in FA. I was in War Ravens at one point. I think I was in Pro for like one day, or no, not Pro. Foire for one day. Which that was yo. I joined. Do you remember that corp, the Contraband Joe Corp, where there's like 1,000 people in the corp or something, and they were all terrible.
Oh yeah.
Faction
Yep,
Warfare
yep.
Army,
Where it
Foire.
was, they're just
And
spamming
so I
everyone,
joined it for
just
one day to
dying.
see what it was like, and like they were all actual bots, like everyone in the court. Yeah, Contraband Joe was some. I don't know. That guy must have been like Isk rich, but he was a true mastermind. I think I played a game with him one time on PS4, like, or I was in a party with him. It was him and it was like I was in with some random guns guys or something, and he was in there. And I don't know. He's a real character, but large railguns. Oh, here we go. Took the burst HMG. So it was. Which patch is this? Oh, Delta. So that was God until maybe they did it in Charlie. They did it in one of these first three, but like even this is what, like a month apart? Yeah, it's over a month. That shit was raining for quite a while. Maybe I didn't play that much at that point or something. Skill books, refund, something. Right, so they added in at one point. So originally, I think you could not ever refund your skill points. If you remember, the only time they would do it is when they did sweeping, like in 1.7 and maybe it was only 1.8. Oh wait, I think in 1.7 they refunded all vehicle skills because they reworked the trees so you could respend them. And then 1.8 they refunded all your drop suit skills because they reworked those trees. At the end of 1.7, I had like several million skill points saved up, so I was like, and I had an assault suit, and maybe I only had the assault suit. But I was like, yo, let me check out let me spec just like full spec into one of I think I spent all my SP points because I knew it was skill SP because I knew I would get it back right after. So I had like 3 million layer, so I went fully into Galente and Caldari Logi, I think I had enough, and then also like fully into like combat rail rifles, and I put on the suit and I just like HP stacked it. I think it was Galente, and it had 3 high slots, 5 low slots, and I just put all armor and shields. I had like, I don't even know, 1,200 HP and a god gun. And I could not believe what I had been missing out on. That shit was absurd. Absurdly broken. But then it got rebalanced 1.8 anyways. And then what else was on that? No. Maybe I didn't have another story. Maybe that was it. Active scanners share results with team as default. So it was only squad maybe before that. Blah blah blah. Bunch of little change. Okay, so, right. So they announced that they weren't gonna update the game anymore, and then they started doing the hot fixes, which because it was like some sort of workaround, like they could do hot fixes without sending them to Sony or something. And I don't know, like in-game code what the difference is, but they could do some like I guess they could tweak numbers, but they couldn't add new assets and things. So they would do that, and then finally, they're like, okay, we will go back to updating Dust. So they released Uprising 1.9, blah, blah, blah. They did, I don't know, added a few things. And then there's Uprising 1.10, and I think this might be as far as it goes. I think, we're almost at the top. There's a balance hotfix. This is like Foxtrot maybe, or like Echo. I didn't see what the last one was. They changed numbers or something. I don't know. I feel like if anybody is watching this video and just wants to actually look at this for whatever reason, like you just search Dust 514. I think I searched Dust 514 timeline. I was looking for something else, but I found it was like the first result or second result. Found it here. So they did whatever. Oh, here. Okay, so they added the bandwidth, so you couldn't. So if you like assault suits only had enough bandwidth for like one set of equipment, which is all they had on their suits. So you couldn't spawn in, throw out uplinks, die. Spawn in with more uplinks, throw them out, like, because it would kill your old, you could, but it would just kill your old uplinks. Same thing with nanohide, proxies, remotes, whatever. Does it say the amount? Tiered scan profile. Up here, scan range. They changed scan stuff here. Where does it say that? Here it is, bandwidth. Right, so like medium frames. Wait, what? Galent? Why did the lot? Yo, why'd these guys get gimped? Assaults, yeah, so 8, and what did it say? Where's uplinks? Am I missing? Nano highs? Prox? Why is it not? Yo, am I missing this, Kalash? Where is it? What?
I don't think this is the best wiki.
Yeah, like it doesn't even say uplinks here. What? Nanohives, explosives. I mean, that's true, but like these look, I think this is like largely copy and pasted from something. Whatever. It's very not important. I don't even know I care. Oh, they added the yo. Did you ever see anybody get killed by what's the little tiny warbarge strike that like it just did it on like where one person was standing basically?
Oh, I don't know if I've seen
Was it called
someone
Miner?
get killed. It was like
No,
one
Miner
beam.
Flux. Yeah, wait, is that not here? Major what? Wait, Miner Flux. Did they not have it? Did they add that later? Major Warbarge. Huh. I don't know. Maybe they added it later. Yeah, right. I'm not making this up, right? It was like tiny. It was like the radius of maybe a few people.
Yeah, it was just a single drop, right?
Oh yeah, like one little beam. Yeah. I don't know.
It was like move.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that terrifying sound. Oh yeah, wait, is it? That shit was scary. Cause you always thought you were gonna get team killed by. I remember one time No Neck dropped one to kill like 4 friendlies or some shit. Oh man. Hacked the crypto key. I don't think they added whatever. They added stuff. And this is where it ends, but there's actually more stuff out because Uprising 1.8 they did all the warlord stuff after this, and I think in Warlords whatever they added the personal war barges, and I think that's when they added war points, unless I missed it on here. And I mean, that's as far as this goes. For some reason, does not go past Uprising 1.10, even though there are more updates. And I guess that's where we're in because this video is already mega long. I mean, any last thoughts or like little anything interesting about Dust that this reminded you of that you wanted to say?
I just barely remember it, man.
Yeah, I remember this better than you, but I guess
the amount we played it.
I covered a lot of it more in depth than you. Yeah, we did play it, but did you ever submit the ticket to find out your?
Though
You did. I mean, so did I. Like, it's not like I played them until 2016. You know, I stopped playing at some point. It was probably like
did that on.
Right. So Rainbow came out in December or something. So I definitely stopped playing mostly by December. But I think even a few months before that. So it was like maybe September-ish. I stopped really playing Dust, and then, you know, like 8 months later, the game shut down in the end of May 2016, May 30th, 2016, and which is around the anniversary, which is of course why we're recording the video. I submitted the ticket to ask what all my lifetime stats and my playtimes were, but it wasn't like at the very end, so I definitely got more hours after this. But I want to say I had like 6,000 hours or something, and this is only, or no, wait, yeah, 6,000 hours, and that's over the course of like 2-ish years. And I want to say No Neck submitted it too. He said I think he had about the same number, like 5,000 or 6,000.
I have an email saying my ticket was closed, so I could figure out when it was.
Yeah, I wish I would have submitted one like right for the things, or maybe they would have accepted it after the game shut down. But yeah, I just never did it again, so I don't even know when the last time I did it was. Any closing words, Kalashnikov?
Come to your house and punch you in the face.
Okay.